a lot of people here would be interested in knowing about when your piece is going to be played on September 4th, the Fan for the Uncommon Woman. Yeah, if you could tell us a little bit about that piece.
Yeah, the first one was commissioned by the Houston Symphony, and they wanted to put a fanfare by a living composer on every concert, which was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And called me as one of the composers, and I said fine. And then I started thinking about fanfares. The only one I knew was Fanfare for the Common Man by Copland.
Yeah.
I didn't really, and so I thought, well, you know what? I think I'll do a tribute to Copland. That would be a nice thing to do because I'm a great admirer of Copland's. I think he's a very honest and musical and strong composer. So, and he has had some influence on me. But then I started thinking of the title, and at the time I was reading a lot of books on women, and the women's movement had just started to flower at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was totally involved with what they were doing, what they were thinking, and so I decided to call it Fanfare for the Uncommon Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that means to women who are adventurous and who take risks.
I don't know if you've heard about what the Swedish Wind Ensemble is doing.
Yes, I have. I think it's fantastic that they're, taking a position and saying, look, there are all these women composers, let's perform them.
It's called Skippa hel skägget, which sort of translates loosely to skip the beard.
Skip the beard?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to translate into English. Skip the beard.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, there's no problem. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's not fine.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, just look at the orchestral programs.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the major orchestra programs. Are there women on them?
Mm.
Lucky if there's one in the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first you have to look at how many living composers are there, and then how many women among the living composers. The statistics are not very good. They're just not very good.
From my perspective, I really like what the Wind Ensemble is doing because it's very open. They're not trying to hide it. Nobody can accuse them of saying, "Oh, it's just a quota you're trying to fill," because it's exactly what they're doing. They've made it very open that we're just going to do it this way. We're going to play 50% music of women.
The history of the Wind Ensemble is very different from the history of the orchestra. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's newer, and it's more inclined to commission more people. And in the United States, we have a fantastic body of wind ensembles that commission composers right and left.
Yeah.
It's just part of what they do. They do these large consortium commissions, like 34, 50 bands to get together because they can't afford to pay a composer of some reputation. So they get together and they pay them that way. And then the composer gets 34, this happened to me actually, 34 performances by 34 bands.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the fact that this is in a wind ensemble is also key.
Yeah. Mm.